welcome to this new video. Today I'll be showing how to use ExoPlayer to make a IPTV player. And these are the libraries we'll need. I will give you the link. And OKHTTP. OKHTTP is used to check online connections or internet connections. So since we are using M3U for IPTV, the logos will be connected from the internet, and it will be checked by this library OKHTTP. And Glide is used to control the images of the logos. So I'll also post it into the comments, all the links. And then once you add all this library into the dependencies, click sync now. And then once it is synced, we'll start the main activity. Player view, match parent, and we'll use an ID. Background color, Ant-droid. So to save time, I have completed all of this, and I will post it into the GitHub. So after the scroll view, you have to use the widget view, where you can see the list of the channels. This will show the logo here, and then we close the scroll view. So here you can see all the list of the channels. So now once we are done with the XML, we'll go to the main activity. First of all, we have to define some variables. Private delete initiate variable. We have to use ExoPlayer. And then we have to use player view. And then we also have to use logo container to show the logos. Late initiate variable, logo container. Logo container linear layout. Yeah. So now, and we have to make a variable or an array to show all the channel lists. So private variable channels equals mutable playlist and mutable list of we are using here because there will be a list of channels. That's how we create the array. Channel, and yeah, so it's asking for an import. Let's see, channel Java channel. Okay, I'll go to this later once I define all the variables. Private variable current channel index. To scroll these channels, we need to define a channel index. So now we go to we have defined all the variables. We go to the onCreate method. First, we'll show the layout activity.main, and then player view. We'll initiate the view of the player view equals ExoPlayer dot. We'll build the ExoPlayer first, like any other codes before. Every time we want to start ExoPlayer, we have to build the player dot this and build. Then we'll initiate the player view equal player view dot player equals exoplayer. Okay, now we'll create some more classes. Each of them will have some functions, some objects. So now in this object, fat channel list, you can go to this website IPTV.org. You can just search on Google IPTV GitHub, and you go to IPTV.org, and here you can see the playlists by language. So I'm choosing here Bengali. I copy this, copy any link from here. You can actually use other links as well, so I'll just use Bengali channels. Copy this, and fat channel list, inside inverted commas add this channel. So this is the channel M3U list that will be searched by fat channel list. Now we have to define the fat channel list function. So create function fat channel list, private fun fat channel list, playlist URL, playlist URL, and it will return type string types. Okay, hello client equals OK HTTP. OK HTTP client. Remember, we use this in the dependencies for OK HTTP. Hello request equals request builder, request dot builder, and then dot URL playlist URL dot build. So this will search for all the channels inside this M2 list. Then client new call, client dot new call request dot enqueue enqueue object and set callback HTTP, and inside this we'll use the override function, override method. Okay, so override function on failure call exception. IO exception. So this IO exception, this will be used if there is an exception, if there is a failure in finding the channels of the HTTP. And what we have to define what it will do on failure. So on if there is failure, handle failure. This is just a comment. Print stack trace. So it will just print stack trace. Print stack trace. Okay. So after this, we'll use on response overwrite run on response, on resume, on response, call response, and inside this use playlist equals response dot body question mark dot string, and then hello parsed channels equals parse playlist, and inside this will be the playlist and run on UI thread. So what will be put inside the UI thread? Run inside the UI thread channels dot clear channels dot add all parse channels, display channels, display channels, play channels, play channel, current channel index. So this display channels and play channels functions we have still to define. Parse playlist and also parse playlist. So, and this is using some libraries. So Alt Enter to add the libraries. Okay, HTTP. So we'll do the imports. Okay, now we go to parse playlist and we create the function. Create function parse playlist. It will return string and it's a playlist. And here, instead of any, it will be list of channels because we are using an array list. List channel. Okay. And then value channels equals mutable list of playlist dot let variable lines equals 8 lines, then variable channel name so these are the things that will be contained inside the M2 channels: logo, URL equals, and then we have stream URL variable stream URL, and then we use a for loop line in lines, and inside this for loop what we have to do is like, if line starts with, so here for example this is how an M2 playlist looks like. So this will start with always with extm3u, and all the channel links will start with tvg id, and that's the tvg, the name of the channel, and the links will start with http. So we are using this to write an if else and for loop condition to actually grab, to list all the channels and their URLs and the links. So this is the if condition. For if starts with xinf, channel name line dot substring after tvg id, substring before delimiter, end of inverted comma, logo URL line substring after tvg logo, and ending with inverted comma, dot substring before inverted comma. You can just copy this code. Else if starts with http. So this is how we identify all the channels and the logo ID and all the informations that is needed to grab all the M2 links from a list of items. Now see, we have finished parse channels, and now there's still two functions we have to define. Display channels, create function display channels. So what will, so in the display channels we'll show the logo container that we defined in XML. Logo container, remove all views, and channels for each indexed channel. For each index channel, index boolean, so we'll get this index of channels, right? So index and here we'll give channels. This is the channel data class we'll make later on. For now I'll just go with it. And then here we'll have logo view, equals created create logo view. Logo view, logo container dot add view, logo view. Logo view, load logo, load logo, logo view, channel dot logo URL, logo URL, and then logo view dot set on click set. So here we'll be showing all the logos, and if clicked on the channel logo, it will play this on the player. On click listener, play channel, index. Okay, so now we have done with display channels. Now there is still one more function, display channel. Now create play channel, channel index, and here, so play channel will show channel index and it will return in integer type. So inside play channel, so I'll just finish the code and show it. I don't want to waste too much time. Yeah, so this will be the play channel. It will show the index of the channels, and here this is very important because we have to create the media item here like the previous examples. And media item, we add the library by pressing Alt and import media item URI, add, enter. Okay, current channel index. So there are still some missing functions like current channel index and load logo. So we'll go to this here. In display channels, we have created logo view, create logo view, and load logo. These are still two options. Create function play channel, so here create logo view, create function, and load logo, also create function. Okay, so we'll first in the create logo, we'll actually here in the view it will be image view. this will be controlled by glide, so we add a dependency of glide in the build Gradle. This is very important, otherwise you will not find it. Image view, and here value logo view. Image view logo view equals image view this. Yeah, to save time, I just finish it. You can just look at it and copy. So in logo size, we have to use some dimensions. We will create dimensions here also. And logo margin, create dimensions. So you will find it in the resources. Like once you have this logo size and it's not created, just using these options, when there is an error, click on the red sign and create it. Just use the default values and it will be created in the resource values dimensions here. So now the values are not given, so I'll just put the values. Logo size would be around 48 dp and logo margin would be around 18. We'll be using this logo size 48 dp. It's the same here. DP. So now the logo size, logo margin is created. This is the create logo. Now there is still one more function, load logo. So as I said, like if you add new functions and the function is missing, so on the red error, just click on it and you will see this red. You can either use Alt Enter or just click on it, create function load logo. And now the load logo function is created. Here you can use the missing code. So in the load logo, you will show image view and logo URL, and the logo URL will not show, of course, the image view, and there will be logo URL. It will be returning string type. And we use the glide library, so import this by pressing Alt Enter. Okay, so now this will load the logo URL and image view. Now there is still this class missing, create class channel, right? So extract to separate file, or we can also use inside the main activity. So I'll choose main activity Kotlin, and here class channel. Okay, I'll just define it. Data class channel value name string and value channel URL, also string, and value logo URL, that's also a string. Yeah, so that's the class, data class, build, enter channels, Kotlin. Okay, logo URL, display channels. So instead of using the channel data class here, I'll just use it inside the code. Copy and inside the code, just somewhere here. Okay. So in the parse playlist, we have to also use these return channels. So now let's overview all the classes and objects. So we define exoplayer, player view, logo container. We define a variable channel, and then the channel index, current channel index, starting with 0. And then we go to the onCreate method. We initiate the main view, the player view, and the logo container. We build the exoplayer. Then we use a fetch channel list, and here we use the URL of the M3 playlist. Then we start the fetch channel list function. So using OK-HTTP, we actually fetch the channel list. So once this is done, we go to the parse playlist. In parse playlist, we'll find the channel name, channel URL, stream URL, and we use the if-else condition to sort the links and the logos. Now, once we have fetch channel list, parse channel list, we will use display channels. And inside the display channel, we define some functions: logo container and logo view and load logo. So we'll have to define these functions. So create logo view is the next function we use. And then next function is load logo, how we use load URL. So we will also have a set on-click listener into the display channels to start playing. But yeah, so after display channels, then it's the create logo view, the load logo, and finally the play channel. Play channel is like previously we build the exoplayer, we initiate the media item, and we start to play. And after this play channel, we use the onDestroy method to release the player to stop playing some files. Now all this is done, and let's go to the main activity. So here also we have a player view, that's very important, and we use a scroll view here to show all the channels. Now if everything is all right, okay, I don't see any more errors so far, so I'll just build this and then show you how this app works. Okay, one very important thing I have forgotten to tell you is you have to use the permission for internet, because otherwise you cannot get the connection to the playlist. Use this internet permission in the manifest, and I will build it again. So Eureka, now we have all this channel list here. You can see we can click on this. So after we play this is how it appears. Now you can click on another channel to load another channel. Yeah. And so on. Thank you for watching. I will upload the code on GitHub. Subscribe, and if you have any questions, put it on the comment. Thank you.